Let me grab the mic real quick. What's up, fight fans? Justin Rufus Gaethje is the UFC lightweight champion of the world. Unbelievable work here. Um, my, I, I don't even know what to say if I'm gonna be honest. Justin Gaethje gets this done by round 4, doctor stoppage at the White House. Does the backflip, basically almost snapped his neck in half. But man, it was a great performance start to finish from Gaethje. He got started early with the jab, really busted up the eye of ILIA super early. Um, ILIA looked off, but also not. Because a lot of people are saying this was it was a bad performance by ILIA, but at the same time, ILIA's not that durable. Is something I'm gonna say. Chin wise, very durable. But in terms of scar tissue and bruising and cutting, not good. Because his chin is very good. That right hand that he did get wobbled with was a crazy right hand. And even then, he was on his feet. He couldn't see that at all. So it's a shot that he couldn't see and just smoked him, cuffing him across the face. And he ate it considerably well based on all the damage he took beforehand and afterwards. But physically, his eyes, they swelled so easy. Within the first 30 seconds, I believe it was the first jab or maybe the uppercut that busted up the right eye of Topuria. And then midway through the second round, his left eye was busted up from the right hooks that were getting landed by Gaethje off the clinch. But Ilia's game planning in this fight was very bad. So early in the fight, he's just measuring. No respect for Gaethje getting in his face. Gaethje's nervously backing up and trying to cuff him with jabs and lead hooks. And they're cuffing. They're landing with the knuckles. They're not really landing with the glove. But you can tell Gaethje looks uncomfortable against the fence. Ilia lands a few good right hands. And then as the round goes on, Gaethje starts finding more success, and he starts getting a little less nervous against the fence. And as he's kind of landing these shots, you can see Ilia start to, as I said, his little midget rage. When he gets pinged, he'll start winging hooks. So towards the end of the first round, Ilia started kind of trading with him, and he landed a few good shots, one of them that rocked Gaethje. But this round was super close. Could go either way. I leaned towards Ilia. All 3 judges gave it to Gaethje, which isn't bad, I don't think, by any means. But probably the closest round of the fight. Round 2, kind of starting the same. Gaethje has a good start to the second round. But towards the end, Ilia starts really ripping the body shots, which is something I believe I said in the prediction breakdown, is that high guard leaves Gaethje super open to the body chop. So he's landing good body shots, but it wasn't really seeming to do too much damage to the head. And he was just swinging with Gaethje, which just is kind of out of character. The calf kicks were really effective too. Completely abandoned those. So really just unintelligent mentally for Ilia. You could tell he looked frustrated that Gaethje wasn't out of there, and he just started swinging. And when it gets sloppy, Gaethje thrives in that sloppiness. When they're just winging hooks and they're not landing clean. Because Ilia didn't really land anything too clean until they were both pretty tired, and you could tell the steam was just completely gone. Round 2, Ilia drops Gaethje with a nasty liver shot. He's destroying him to the body. And he starts really unintelligently trying to find submissions. He goes for a triangle, doesn't get it. Goes for an armbar, doesn't get it. Tries to go belly down, doesn't get it. Goes for the back, doesn't get it. Rear naked choke. Tries to go for another triangle, doesn't get it. So he really took a lot of the gas tank in that second round. Early round 3, Ilia's very tired, very visibly tired, bobbing back and forth. Okay, round 2. Second, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here. If Ilia Topuria laid ground and pound instead of grappling, I believe he would have finished Gaethje in that second round. The ref was kind of starting to edge in there to stop it, and then he kind of started going for a submission attempt. So really unintelligent game planning from Ilia there. Some really bad fight IQ moves. The significant strikes here. Ilia, I guess the body shot. So these are strikes. Ilia did outstrike him on numbers, most of it from round 2. Actually going to pull up the official momentarily, guys. Technical breakdown analysis here. Okay, maybe we'll use this instead. A little bit better stat wise. So yeah, round one, you see total strikes, significant strikes, 32 for Gaethje, 29 for Topuria. Round two, 44 for Gaethje, 12 or 44 for ILIA, 12 for Gaethje. But round three, ILIA started off really slow, and I thought he was just trying to get a second win, but he was just tired. And Gaethje kind of looked a little nervous because ILIA looked good movement wise, like he was bobbing back and forth. Gaethje's body was still hurting, but ILIA was kind of looking more like his normal self, like movement wise, but he wasn't throwing. Gaethje was kind of just throwing these little jabs out that would like partially land, they would land, and then he throws this like jab and then a right hand over the top, like a cuffing right hand, and it jelly legs ILIA for a second. He does what he did to Patty, where he gets that front snap down. So he snaps him down to the ground, starts trying to land ground and pound from that front headlock position. ILIA scrambles. They try to grapple a little bit. Nothing else really happens in the round. So clear Gaethje round. 2-1 either way going into fourth here. But in the third, the doctor came in. The doctor starts shaking his head. He can't continue. ILIA's saying he can't see, and then the doctor comes in. He's pleading to the doctor, I can see, let me fight, let me fight, let me fight. And they ended up letting him fight. And then round four, pretty close round two. ILIA got a takedown for a second, then he got back up. I thought this was also a pretty competitive round. ILIA started to land. Gaethje started trying to use leg kicks. Trevor Whitman in between rounds to start using that leg kick. He's forgotten about it. Gaethje threw one leg kick. He timed it with a right hand and wobbled Gaethje momentarily. Started landing over the jab of Gaethje, but his eyes were both so busted up that his vision was just not there, and you could tell. Because movement-wise, he was doing well. He was doing well with his footwork and weaving, but there were shots he could not see coming just from the swelling and the damage that Justin Gaethje caused. And then at the end of the fourth, they stopped the fight. He couldn't see. I wish this went to the fifth. Just, let ILIA go out as on his shield, let Gaethje get like an actual good-looking finish. But Gaethje wins, does a backflip off the cage, nearly dies doing it. But just what a insane upset for Justin Gaethje. I think this is one of the craziest wins in the sport. And hate to say it, I still think there's 5 lightweights on the planet who beat Justin Gaethje. I think ILIA in a rematch probably beats him if he game plans smarter and doesn't try to retard swing at him. Charles beats him in a rematch. Arman beats him. Holloway beats him. Roofy beats him. BSD beats him. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is like it. I'm happy Gaethje won and he can capstone his career here, but he's just not the best lightweight on the planet, and it's so hard to say that when he's lost to so many of them. But I am super happy for Gaethje. This was an awesome win. I had so much fun watching it. I was watching it with one of my friends, super Gaethje fan. And we watched this together, and we had so much fun trying not to scream. We were going crazy. We thought Gaethje was cooked, and it was just beautiful. And in the co-main event, pretty similar to how I thought it would go. I kind of called this pretty well a little bit earlier than I thought it would be. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties with the body. But so Ciryl Gane did pretty much everything I said he would. He landed good oblique kicks, sticking him with that southpaw jab. And Pereira just seemed really lackluster at heavyweight. He's so slow. He wasn't throwing, wasn't setting anything up. Basically, all he did, he landed a few calf kicks. He landed one that was like pretty nice. And then he landed a good pullback counter at the end of the first round. But clear first round for Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane was way faster, way more athletic on the feet. Round two, Gane lands this nasty jab as Pereira's coming in, and it drops him. Has to be said, a shit ton of back of the head shots in that sequence for Gane. He probably would have won regardless, but I do think Pereira would have been able to get back up to his feet a little less wobbled had 10 of those elbows not been to the back of the head. So Ciryl Gane is still a cheater. He cheated in this fight. He fouls. He always does. And nobody does anything about it. Even he's just allowed to cheat for some reason. So it's a great win by Cyril Gahn. Always going to have that asterisk due to fouls. Like every single one of his finish, there will be at least one back of the head shot. So Cyril Gahn wins. Good performance, called it to happen. O'Malley, similar thing. Eamon's a hobby. Like, yeah. So his significant strikes, literally all low kicks. 26 low kicks, 6 headshots. None of them were clean, by the way. O'Malley's hitting 1-1-2s, and then Eamon just throws this sprinting low kick that lands, and it's not doing anything. O'Malley's kind of just like taking the weight off his leg and then just kind of using it to switch stances, which takes off a lot of power on those kicks. Because he's kicking through, he's not kicking down. If he started maybe trying to catch an angle on the kick and kicking down into his leg, it would have been a little better. He couldn't just roll with it, kind of how he was. O'Malley's landing 1-1-2s, and this kind of just prolonged the fight. He wasn't doing anything. Like O'Malley was pretty much just boxing his head off, landing good straight rights to the body. Round 2, O'Malley switches stances, jab, switching stances, right, cross. I don't know if it was southpaw or orthodox. Hits him with a cross, kind of jelly legs him, almost how Aldo did, and then lands a follow-up right hand, and as he's following, hits a salute, walk-off TKO for Sugar Sean O'Malley. Yeah, Eamon, his defense is weird. It is effective for blocking his head, but the low kicks, they didn't do anything. They were just prolonging the fight, not allowing O'Malley to go forward as much. But yeah, he got countered to all shit. 7-fight win streak gone. Canadian down. Even though I'm Canadian, it is what it is. He's not one of us. Charles Jourdain is the real Canadian on the roster. Decent performance from O'Malley. Wouldn't mind if he got a title shot. Also wouldn't mind if they just rebooked if Sandhagen can beat Batista if they booked that. But I would like to see him fight Jan again. Probably the best stylistic title fight in the division. Next up, Hokit destroys Derek Lewis. Pretty self-explanatory. Kind of all knew this was going to happen. This was not very shocking at all. Derek Lewis does nothing. And that's about it. Derek Lewis does nothing. Hokit grabs this armbar and just screams as he's doing it, which is kind of funny. Flipped him off a few times, landing 1-2s. Derek Lewis completely quit in the fight. Is what it is. Hokit wins. Gets on the interview. Not as much rhyming. Basically just says Michelle Obama is a man. And calls it a day after that. Win for Josh Hokit. Derek Lewis is a bum and all he does is quit now. Hoofy, my dog. We had the Hoofy shirt on. Mauricio Rufy destroys Michael Chandler inside of a round. Chandler does nothing, reaches for legs as Feints tries to come up top, misses every single time. And Rufy just had no worry for Chandler, pinging him with the cross, pinging him with the stiff jab. Rocked him a few times with that stiff jab. Landed a wheel kick that stumbled him. Landed a brutal uppercut as Chandler tried to get up. Gets the first round knockout win. Give him a step up in competition. You give him non-top 5 level fighters that he will just destroy them on the feet. Good win for Rufy. Brazilian Conor McGregor, not much to say. Chandler's washed. Beyond belief. Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. I was a little worried for Bo in this fight. Basically what happened, Bo Nickel shoots an early takedown. Literally nothing happens. And then they stand it up. The commentators are mad. Lands he tries to throw a front kick to the face. It kind of skims the side of Dawkins. And you could tell it didn't feel good to Dawkins. And then a left cross into a lead hook. Drops Kyle Dawkins pretty badly. He covers up. TKO win for Bo Nickel. Open up the card. Steve Garcia. What are you doing? I picked Steve Garcia here. This fight, by the way, went exactly like my original prediction and original breakdown. Steve Garcia pieces him up very badly, and then he just gets caught in an exchange and goes down. So round 1, super dominant round for Steve Garcia. He's landing at will. You can see 19% accuracy. Couldn't really land anything. Garcia's pinging him with that lead hook. Starts landing the cross to the body, teeps, low kicks, just really doing a number on him in this fight. And then round 2, same thing to open up. He's pinging him. And then Garcia just kind of bit down on the mouthpiece and was like, shit, it's him or me. And Garcia obliged. This was a very low fight IQ move from Steve Garcia. He got hit with a big shot, and instead of trying to use his teeps, use his reach advantage, use his jab, he just tried to swing with him, chin up in the air while he's wobbling around, got put down. A few ground and shot later, he got knocked out. Good win for Lopez. Really bad fight IQ for Steve Garcia. But Steve Garcia showed major improvements defensively early, and with his pressure was a lot more focused pressure. It wasn't just walking forward, throwing punches, kind of like what he did to David Onama, but he was just looking clean, pinging him around. Good work for Garcia until it wasn't. It's a good one for Lopez. My picks were Garcia, last minute change to Garcia, Botnickel, Rufy, Hokit, O'Malley, gone. Pick Topuria, not mad at all. It's a good card, very good card. Every single fight ended in TKO. Great card. Shocked there wasn't like any real highlight KOs that like somebody got flatlined, which was kind of unfortunate. All like TKOs, but still a great card. The environment was crazy. It looked really good. I actually was so happy when the announcement, the stream I was watching, the announcers went away for the first round of Garcia versus Lopez, and it was so beautiful. I didn't have to listen to Joe Rogan at all. But overall, very good card. Super happy with the results. Generational card, one of the best of all time with the upset and just the consistency top to bottom. Not a single fight on this card had a dull moment besides Bo Nickel holding him down for like 3 minutes. That was the only semi-boring part of this entire card. Round 1 versus O'Malley versus Sahabi wasn't super good either, but like just generational card, super good, super fun. And we're back. First matchmaker, the UFC undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Justin the Highlight Gaethje. I think he should retire. There's nothing left for him. I don't think he beats anyone in the top 5, unfortunately. I don't think he beats ILIA in a rematch. Might be weird to say, but I think he should just ride off into the sunset. It'd be super good for him. I'm super happy for him. If he leaves how he does now, I think it's super good and super smart for him. As for Ilio Tapturo, ba 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 ba. The little weasel of a thing, you mad fucking rat. The water bottle hand sanitizer boy. I'm a scouser lad. I'm gonna knock the head off little Chorizo. Little hand sanitizer boy. Ilio Topuria versus Paddy Pimlet. This kind of assumes Paddy beats BSD. They might do it if he loses too. This is kind of the only real big fight you can make for Topuria. Ilya versus BSD, nobody cares about. And I think they're going to do Arman versus Charles, especially if Gaethje retires and that's a vacant lightweight title. I think that's what they're going to end up doing. Next up, Bonga Mangan. This pretty clear. Tom Aspinall rematch. I still think Tom wins. A lot of people are going to be picking Gon. I could see, honestly, Gon being the favorite now. Tom said he's down to do it in France in September. So, yeah, either on that September card that's in Cali, or if they do a second pay-per-view, maybe they go to Salt Lake City again. This would be pretty cool. But they're heavyweights. Maybe not Salt Lake City. But Salt Lake City could be fun. Abu Dhabi again could be possible. But I like September. So either at the Inuit Dome or if they do end up taking this to France would be really sick. Yeah. Next up, Alex Pereira. Assuming he stays at heavyweight, Josh Hokit. Such a good matchup. I think funny press conference. Do this as a co-main event to a very stacked pay-per-view. Maybe Madison Square Garden. Co-main event. I think this would be big. Crazy. You could, if he wants to go back to light heavyweight, I'm fine with just giving him a title shot against Alberg. Don't think that's smart. He's 250 something pounds. Josh Hokit, Alex Pereira, Madison Square Garden. Huge fight. I really like it. Next up, Derek Lewis, Brando Pericic. I just threw together a top 15 heavyweight. Throw them to chin Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis can retire if he wants. I don't care what he does. Give him a heavyweight that's ranked between 10 and 15. He's either going to fluke them or he's going to get knocked out. I don't really care. Up next, Mauricio Hufi versus the one and the only Dan Hooker. It was really hard to matchmake. If you do maybe Gaethje retires, maybe you do Arman versus ILIA for the vacant, and then you do Mauricio Rufy versus Charles Oliveira, or you can do Rufy versus Gamrot. But I think this is more stylistically what they're going to do to keep Rufy active. But Rufy Hooker does train sometimes with Volk, so maybe they could not be. I don't know. But it's just kind of, it's hard to matchmake this division right now. It's in a weird place now that Gaethje won. If Gaethje lost, like a competitive fight, like it was looking like, and let's say Ilya happened to come back and find a win in rounds 4 or 5, maybe you could have done Gaethje versus Rufy, because Rufy does deserve a big step up. But with Holloway moving up to fight McGregor, like it's kind of all in a jumble right now. You could do this in the meantime. Fight night main event in Australia, fight night main event in Brazil, fight night main event somewhere. I think this could be fun. Dan Hooker, Mauricio Rufy. Next up, Michael Chandler, retire. If he wants to keep fighting, you give him like a Renato Moicano, give him a fun fight, give him like an Esteban Ribovic, a Bobby Green, one of those types of fights. But it's just, I don't care anymore. He's 2-6 in the UFC. He's just a shell of who he was before, which still wasn't that good. Next up, Bot Nickel. I can hear other guys' thoughts, guys, and I can hear Screwball's thoughts here. He's gonna book me up against Roman Dolidze. Yeah, I could gather these thoughts from other people in the room. Give him top 15. Give him Roman. This could be tricky, the jiu-jitsu. If you take down Roman, that's the only time he's gonna do anything. So we'll see. I think Bo Nickel likely just pieces him up on the feet, avoids grappling with him. But, yeah. Throw this on a fight night, featured fight, prelims of a pay-per-view. Next up, Kyle Dawkins. Give it Darce choke versus Darce choke. Give us Vicente Luque. I think this is a good fight. Luque's coming off a Darce choke win over Mr. Kelvin Gastelum. I think this is a good fight. Very similar fighters, pretty much. But I think this would be fun. Those on a fight night, crowded fight night. I think this could be a fun fight. Next up, Diego Lopez versus Arnold Allen. He still has to fight down to an extent, and based on how it's looking like we're gonna get a Evloev versus Volkanovski. We're gonna get a looks like we're getting Gene Silva versus Lerone, and this kind of leaves Arnold Allen out in the dust. Maybe you do Aljo versus Lopez, but it's like, I think this is a more intriguing fight. Southpaw versus Orthodox. Arnold Allen looked great in his last fight. Arnold Allen makes it super close with all these top guys. I think this is a good fight. Winner could get a title shot. Even if Lopez wins this fight, especially by finish, and Volk is now gone, I'm assuming he will be gone after his next fight, you could give him a title shot. I think it's pretty sick. I like this fight. Throw it on. This could be a fight night main event, actually. UFC No Shame main event, maybe. Could see that. Next up. And lastly, Steve Mean Machine and Yusuf Salah, both coming off losses to top contenders. I think they could fight each other. You could do this in the Apex as a fight night and a main event. I could really see that. Featured fight, maybe, of a Apex card or a crowded fight night. Could see that as well. I think this is a good scrap. Two very different types of prospects. One's a kind of a brawler striker. One's a bit of a more technical, well-rounded grappler with some decent technical stand-up. I think this is a good fight. It's a really close fight, and I really like that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Who trying to friend me? How you accept my friend request, man? You want to be my friend? Cap vs. Horiguchi predictions this week. Might do a few more stuff this week. But overall, super good card. Probably the best card of the year. Had so much fun watching this. Every fight ending and finish. This was just, what a beautiful card. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.